Welcome to Brainstorm MTG. I'm ELD, and this is Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering, this time from Gaming Etc Superstore in Acton, Massachusetts, their monthly legacy vintage series. Bizarre Baghdad getting the ball rolling, Unmasked getting Force of Will, so free spells abound so far. And we'll see how much work Bizarre can do. Looking to find some dredgers. Right now, just Dakmor salvage, which is pretty much the worst you can do as far as dredgers go. It only dredges for 2 at a time. And really kind of slowing up. But another Bizarre Baghdad. That's going to trigger landfall. Get the Blood Gas. Prize Amalgam online too. So this is actually pretty solid. Not necessarily the most broken opening here, but there's going to be 5 damage on board end of turn. So even without dredgers, really kind of moving along nicely. Some Bridge from Belows could help. But Chris on the other side of the board here, at this point looks like he's on some type of Turbo Xerox plan. Something akin to the old Gush decks. Of course, now you can only run 1 Gush. But you can, of course, run Treasure Cruise, Dig Through Time, whole bunch of cheap quality draw spells, kind of a light mana base with as good a creatures as you can get at the low end of the curve. And finally a dredger for real, Stinkweed Imp. That's going to be 5 cards. Finds another Stinkweed Imp along with Bridge from Below, and now we are seriously cooking with gas. That Icarid trigger still on the stack, going to respond further. And seeing some Narcomoebas and Bulgari Grave Troll. Now 6 cards at a time going to the bin with each dredge, thanks to Grave Troll. Narcomoebas coming in, Icarid coming in. This is getting very bad. Prized Amalgam going to be coming in end of turn. Now the Kolgan Dragon Lord is the preferred Dread Return target in this deck. Gives all my zombies haste. But actually, Chris gonna pack it up there. He's seen enough for game 1. And he's gonna hope to do a little better here in game 2. Of course, Dredge's win percentage very high in game 1. That is a big reason to play the deck. Games 2 and 3, the win percentage does decrease, especially with your opponent's sideboard plans. When they are prepared for them, you're going to see cards like Leyline of the Void, Surgical Extraction, Tormod's Crypt, Relic of Progenitus. There's really no shortage of quality cards that people could be bringing in versus Dredge. Pretty much everyone's going to have something to stop the graveyard. Some of the harder ones to deal with are cards like Containment Priest, and that's why I'm actually running Firestorm. Firestorm, a really spicy card, both a discard outlet, a way to kill creatures or players, sometimes both. This is a mobile setup, so you'll notice a little bit different than our normal stream, which is from Scholars in Brockton, Massachusetts. A little different camera angle. Couple of things to twist. Love to hear any feedback that you have. You can let me know in the comments or email me at eld@brainstormmtg. Let me know. We are closing in on 400 subscribers at this point. If you're watching from the future, hopefully that sounds hilarious. I do hope that this channel is able to grow and I'm able to increase the quality of it to really share the best possible vintage and legacy coverage from the New England scene. There are so many great stores that support vintage. Of course, Gaming Etc, Scholars, Battlegrounds. So many of these store owners for decades. PJs, Poison things. I mean, there really is. Any Magic players in New England, you hear about it when people move to other parts of the country. And they're from New England, and they're like, man, I didn't know how great we had it in New England. Just so many quality TOs and just great events. So here we've got Pithing Needle here from Chris. On the play, a fantastic opening versus Dredge. That's going to stop both Hollow One and, of course, getting that ball rolling with Bizarre. So Pithing Needle, very, very strong hate when you're on the play. Not as great when you're on the draw. You can still get buried by a Hollow One or two. They can also get dredgers in the graveyard off the bat. But yeah, on the play, very, very good stuff. There is Young Pyro turning sideways, and we're going to see a whole army growing here. Every one of these cantrips is going to improve Chris's hand and add to the board. And this is a very bad spot here for Dredge. At this point, going to need like Ingot Chewer or Nature's Claim to get rid of that Pithing Needle just to have a chance to be in this game. And the longer that Young Pyromancer goes, more out of reach this is going to get. Life total just going to continue to dwindle. Preordain. Here we go. The slow Dredge. And not even a good one at that. Preordains. That looks like Fatigue. Oh, that's a Time Walk proxy. There we go. Time Walk. Adding tokens. Hopefully the noise gate is filtering out that audio. I've got a legion of nieces and nephews over right now. Going to game 3. This time on the play. Pithing Needle not going to be as strong here. If I can get an activation of Bazaar Baghdad, that's going to both enable Hollow One on the first turn, as well as set up Gurmag Angler. If I can get any dredgers in the graveyard, I won't even need an additional activation of Bazaar in order to enable Gurmag. Right now, I'm just on one Gurmag Angler. Not sure how many I actually want to run. The card is very good, but not necessarily very good in multiples. And it does depend on the type of hate that you're playing against. Much better versus, of course, Grafdigger's Cage. It's fantastic there. Grafdigger's does nothing to stop him. Cards like Tormod's Crypt, Nile Spellbomb, artifacts that remove your graveyard. I think he's quite good there as well. But of course, rest in peace, Leyline of the Void. He's just a brick there. So Bazaar Baghdad, discarding Bridge from Below, Narcomoeba. Not the best cards to be discarding here. We'll see if that Grave Troll can find another Dredger, and it does. So now this is a full value Dredge, 12 cards off of this Bazaar activation. We're in great shape here. Narcomoeba coming in. That's going to trigger Prized Amalgam. And going to flashback Cabal Therapy, getting a couple of zombie tokens. Misstep's going to stop the therapy, but it's still going to push through a little bit of damage thanks to the Phyrexian mana there, and we've established a board. So this is a pretty reasonable opening so far from Dredge. 7 damage on board. We've got a 3-turn clock. Bazaar is still active, but that Ancestral, definitely dangerous. Ancient Grudge being discarded end of turn. So here we go, another full value situation here. 18 cards are going to be able to go to the graveyard thanks to Bazaar and my draw step. A couple of Icarids and Containment Priest being flashed in. Containment Priest, one of the spicier pieces versus Dredge. I'm going to go ahead and turn those Icarids back into the bin. No sense in trying to return them now. And at this point, Ancient Grudge is in the graveyard over there for Chris. So Hollow One, not really much help. And just going to turn sideways. Undiscovered Paradise. Evoking Ingot Chewer here. No targets, so this is just a play to get a couple of zombies. 1 red to get 2/2/2 zombies. Oh, now it's 3. An additional bridge went into the graveyard, so this could push the game right out of reach. This is immediately threatening lethal. And it looks like Chris has Force of Will. He very well may, I mean, it looks like forcing, if he had that in his hand, would have been the play. Even though Ingot Chewer was not going to be getting any artifact destruction value. 1 mana to get 3/2/2 zombies. Like an evil waylay from Urza's Legacy there, putting 3 creatures into play. Except these ones stick around. Quite the situation here. This could be lethal. Unless he has some type of answer. Lotus likely going to be needed to be part of an out at this point. That's going to do it. So Ingot Chewer evoking for no artifact destruction, just 3 zombies, ends up being the play that takes it down. That's all for this one. If you enjoyed the video, please help grow the channel by subscribing. You'll be notified when we upload new videos like Fast Effect, Double Speed Magic with commentary, or Untapped, our raw tournament gameplay. Thanks for watching.